Tanya Nash. I work for Asphalt Testing Solutions and Engineering. I've been in the asphalt industry now for about 18 years. I think the biggest thing for me, it can be summed up in one word. It's a lot about the innovation. Innovation is everywhere we look. Between the typical, 3-4 months ago, you could have asked about it and still be innovation, maybe to a different degree. But people are pushing the envelope. More and more things are coming to the market. More and more things are being applied to the industry that I don't think was even thought of. So I think that cross-pollination of different technologies and different types of materials are being handled very well. So it's a very exciting time in the terms of, the time is challenging in the aspect of how do you handle the idea of remote working for half of your employee base versus the half that's in the office all the time. How does that relationship really get built when you don't see half of your people? I guess that's a common thing if you have a sales group, but it's not very common if you have an office-based group that's always every single day in and out. On the flip side, to the construction material side, things are coming out every single day. They have new additives, new polymers, new ways to heat things, new ways to mix things. And you turn around and there's a new thing on the shelf, that wasn't there 30 seconds ago. So I think that's a very exciting thing to be able to be a part of and to be able to witness firsthand going down the future. Not necessarily a change, but I had mentioned music before. One of the things that I fall back on is our lovely words from Robert Matthew Van Winkle, our Vanilla Ice icon, is to stop, collaborate, and listen. I think a lot of people need to just take a breath. They need to stop arguing, stop trying to be too busy to learn, stop always trying to be right, stop and just relax. The industry is fantastic and it's a great community. You just need to stop enough to realize it. And there's not too much of this happening right now where there's a lot of that grumbling and the, oh my gosh, it's us versus them, and this back and forth. It has gotten tremendously better over the years. But, the collaboration, so it's Vanilla Ice's second word is the collaboration has gotten fantastic between the industry, the producers, the agencies. They're all trying to work together. They're starting to really join in this idea of everybody's on the same team, and they need to be in order to really kind of understand the mechanisms that are happening to make a better performing pavement and materials in order to try and integrate them. I think this collaboration is absolutely necessary. So all the collaboration that you see now is towards that performance related specifications or the performance engineer designs. And it's working out great. I think there's more and more of each side that they're learning about each other during this process. And I think it's really working. They're starting to listen to each other. And I think that ultimately, if we keep going down this road of that one goal of basic quality of pavement, we will see a very good future for the industry. It's a little bit of a kind of a weird question for me because being never feeling like I was that woman in a bunch of men in a meeting or anything. I just felt like one of the people that was part of the group. So in that sense, I would say it's really not a man's world. It's to really kind of come back to the old cliches and songs. I don't really feel like it is. It's everybody's. You just have to really stop and think, what do I want out of it? What am I willing to do to achieve my goals, and where do I want to be? So it's not about everybody else. It's solely about you. And it's not, I think that's a big thing for a lot of people, not to get hung up on the things that are around them, but things that they have control over. I think my big three would be relationships, challenge or challenging and unexpected. Relationships, in the terms of, I think in this industry, relationships are everything. They are everything to your network of being able to get things done, being able to find information, maybe possibly finding different outlets of different career paths, being connected to different people. Now, this does not mean, you have to quote unquote go kiss somebody's butt, but it's the idea that you're looking to try and say, hey, I know someone in that industry, or I know someone in that company that could maybe help me connect the dots on this topic. And over the course of time, you do build this network for yourself that develop into very good friendships. I would say that a lot of my good friends come out of the relationship building that we've done over the course of these past 18 years. And really, I wouldn't trade them for the world. I feel like this is a very small industry when you think of the industries you could be in, and it's a very tight group. I think everybody is very respectful of each other. They really kind of look out for each other, and you create a lot of lifetime relationships. Challenging, it'll never ever be a dull moment. There's never the same day twice. And it's always a challenge of trying to figure out what's the next best thing to make the asphalt industry better. Unexpected in the terms of, I did not expect to be here in the asphalt industry. This was not my path when I was growing up or in college. So it was very unexpected for me to land where I am. My legacy is more based on goal creation. It's about having, being able to have perspective and when you create your goals. So have them, but don't be so rigid to trying to achieve them that the goals end up defining who you are and what you do. So the best way I could really describe it is my pathway through my career has been everything but expected. So hence my unexpected word to define my career. I started in college. Well, okay. When I grew up, I was always in medical. I wanted to do something medical. I was either going to be a physical therapist or I was going to be a doctor. Somewhere in those paths, that pathway was always in my sights. I found out early in college that I actually really enjoyed math. I enjoyed physics, led me towards engineering. So I graduated with 2 biomedical degrees, a bachelor's and a master's. And I thought, oh, well, this is perfect. This is what I'm going to do. My goal was to design orthopedic implants, and that was my pathway. I mean, I got 2 degrees. What else could go wrong? Well, there I was with 2 degrees and no job at that time. And so it was a lot of that point where you go, okay, well, what happened? What did I do? Where did I go wrong? Was there something that I missed that I should have zigged when I zagged and something else should have happened? So it was very eye-opening. I had to figure out, what do I do to be happy at getting up every day and going to work and still succeed and feel like I'm contributing something. So I did find a job at the University of Florida. I went to the same karate school as some of the professors that were there in the civil engineering department. So I worked at the University of Florida for several years, did a bunch of research. I taught some graduate classes. Everything was great. And then they had layoffs. Well, again, I'm back to the point of, oh, I think I found something that I could really contribute to. And there I go. I have no job, and it came suddenly, so there were no options waiting for me. So it was well, now I got degrees and experience and still have no pathway. I felt like there was nothing. Where am I supposed to go? I was kind of that several arrows in front of me, but none of them really called to me. So then I had to step back and think, okay, well, maybe this engineering thing wasn't really for me. The cards keep telling me maybe not go that direction. But one way or the other, I had to adapt and be able to take care of my family, still get all the bills paid. Everything had to still come through. And it wasn't really going to wait for me to turn around and say, well, I need, 2, 3 years to find myself again. So you can't ever be too proud to just do what is necessary at the time that it's needed. So I went in and I said, okay, well, what can I do? I was in karate, like I said. I was a karate instructor. I created my own business around martial arts, and I worked at a bagel shop in the morning. So it was anything I could do to put things together until I found my way back to a career. And eventually I did. I found a job with the Florida DOT, which was fantastic. I had a great mentor there. Jim Musselman mentored me through my career there, along with several others, and wouldn't trade it for the world. But with everything comes more struggles. And it was a point in my career where I had to either decide I was going to take my professional engineering exam or stay where I was as far as level of professionalism and as far as where I could go in an upward scale to increase my ability. Well, I would hit a ceiling at that point, and I really needed to be able to pass this exam. I struggled with the exam. I took it 4 times, and the 4th time I did finally pass, but by surprise. It was purely surprise. I was already ready to go register again somewhere and I was going to go tour the states to try and see who would let me take it in their state. So it wasn't like a clear path. It wasn't a very easy path. And a lot of people will tell me, oh, well, it all worked out in the end. So that it seemed kind of obvious, you made the right choices. But you don't know that at the time. You just keep plugging forward. So ultimately, the biggest thing, my goal had shifted from I need to either be in the medical field, I need to be in engineering, I need to be X amount successful, whatever that definition was at the time, to I need to be happy with myself and I need to be able to feel like I've succeeded with whatever challenge is put forward for me. So in the end, I have to understand that no one's going to work harder for yourself than you. You are in charge of your future. So your struggles today shouldn't hold you back from achieving what you're going to achieve tomorrow. And that's really kind of what I took out of my pathway through to this date and how I landed where I am.